Santa Ana discusses its latest controversy about Saudi Arabia in the latest district meeting.
Santa Ana College welcomes the youth to learn and think about their future.
The soccer team, Orange County Blues, prepares for their upcoming season. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Around and About Orange County News. I'm Jeff Sparks.
And I'm Katia Ruiz. Welcome to the show.
The story that has captured attention nationally took place here in Orange County in the UCI student government offices, and we were there for the story.
On Saturday, UCI vetoed a resolution that would ban the American flag from the lobby in the student government offices. The flag continues to fly inside the lobby and will continue to do so. Some students decided to ban the flag because it represented colonialism and imperialism. Some students weren't even aware that this was happening in their campus. We spoke to one of the alumni about the issue, and she gave us her opinion.
Actually, because I'm not the U.S. resident here, and as a university from the urban, I think it's okay for remove it, but I'm not strongly supposed to because I don't think it's very big deal for me. Yes.
Although the motive of the banning of the flag is still unknown, many question if this action was necessary. Reporting for Around and About Orange County News, I'm Katia Ruiz.
Although the University of Irvine has vetoed this decision, many are still wondering if this action is even necessary. An armed suspect died Wednesday afternoon following an officer-involved shooting in Santa Ana. Authorities responded to a call of a shooting in the 800 block of South Cypress Avenue. Officers located the vehicle the man was in and followed it to the 300 block of South Main Street. According to police, the suspect refused to get out of the vehicle, and it also appears that the suspect shot himself. The suspect exited the car with a gun, which led to the officer-involved shooting. The suspect was rushed to the Western Medical Center, where he later died. It was unknown whether the suspect died from the police gunfire or from the self-inflicted shot.
Staff members of the Rancho Santiago Community College District voiced all their opinions in controversial subject. Alex Lopez has the details.
There are growing concerns among employees of the Rancho Santiago Community College District. These concerns stem from the district's decision to partner with technical schools in Saudi Arabia. While the board supports the decision, some of its constituents strongly oppose the deal. A lot of the outrage is due to the politics of Saudi Arabia. The U.S. State Department and several human rights groups have criticized the government, stating that Saudi Arabia has suppressed human rights for women, gays, and non-Muslims, especially those of Jewish heritage. I caught up with Professor Barry Resnick to find out his thoughts on the partnership.
I have a lot of concerns, among which include human rights issues, but also I'm not certain that the district really did their homework. If you listen to my talk, there's 5 colleges in Canada that have entered into these agreements. 3 of them bailed. One of them's having financial problems, and the 5th one, the community's in an uproar. And I'm not sure that our district really looked into the ramifications. I think an agreement with Saudi Arabia under these circumstances, with the fact that it's Saudi Arabia and also the fact that there's been a lot of problems with other colleges that have done this, I think they need to look elsewhere. There's a lot of countries. Some schools have done programs with the Netherlands, other countries that are ones that I think we can feel are worthwhile dealing with.
There are, however, some who support the decision and say it is a positive step for the district.
Working with the Saudi government doesn't mean that we endorse any of their practices or their behaviors. I'm not going to be an apologist for the Saudi government. I personally find a lot of things that I've read about, they're horrible, even barbaric by our standards. But at the same time, I'm an educator, and I think the way you make changes is by working towards that change. And I believe that we can, in a small way, contribute to helping to set the conditions in the country for change.
There is no doubt that this subject will continue to be subject of debate among students and staff members of the district. Reporting for Around and About Orange County News, I'm Alex Lopez.
Stay with us for the latest details on this developing story. An Orange County Sheriff's deputy was briefly hospitalized after he slashed by an inmate. The deputy was picking up lunch trays about 1 o'clock in the disciplinary wing of the Central Men's Jail in Santa Ana when an inmate who had hidden a knife reached through the bars of his cell and sliced the deputy's left arm. The deputy was quickly taken to a hospital where he received stitches for the wound and was later released in good spirits.
Santa Ana College hosted Phi Theta Kappa District Summit. Our reporter, Claudia Buccio, has the details.
Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, Alpha Beta, is the oldest chapter in California and is part of the Southwest Nevada-California region. This weekend, they celebrated their district summit to inform their current members about their mission. Many of you might wonder, what is this society all about?
It's an international honor society. We're the largest in the world for higher education, and we have about 1,300 chapters worldwide. And we have an average 3.8 GPA on a 4.0 scale. Not too shabby. Typically, you need at least a 3.5 or higher, but some chapters that I've seen have 3.25 or higher GPA.
PTK Alpha Beta is celebrating its 87th year of existence in Santa Ana College. A series of presentations, games, and refreshments were made available to all participants. PTK's Alpha Beta chapter had never hosted a district summit, but the fact that Santa Ana College is celebrating its centennial was a perfect excuse. This honor society is a research-based group that pushes students to go beyond their limits and reach frontiers with the purpose of helping their college and community through a college project and an Honors in Action project.
So one thing that we do, we offer a place where people can come and hang out with other people who think being smart is a good thing. Age doesn't matter, sex doesn't matter, we don't care. You need to have a 3.5 GPA and 12 units taken here and be enrolled, and we welcome you.
The ideals of PTK lay under 4 pillars: leadership, scholarship, fellowship, and service. The students are engaged to participate in events of community service and support each other as a family.
I joined PTK last year in the fall 2014, and I really didn't get involved until the next semester. And I got really involved in going to the club meetings on Fridays, and I joined their research project, and I met a lot of people. I even went to the regional summit, and then I went to the district summit today. And it was really interesting because I got to interact with people who have a lot of goals, who are interested in learning, and met a lot more students on campus than I knew before.
Their members and officers have thought of this as a life-changing experience that is building future strong leaders. I'm Claudia Buccio, reporting from Santa Ana for Around and About Orange County News.
If you would like to know more about this student organization, you can go online to ptk.org. Scott Fahey, a retired police officer, was assaulted at a walk-up Starbucks on Adams Avenue and Brookhurst Street in Huntington Beach last Saturday. When the officer was paying his tip, a man on a bicycle appeared and grabbed the tip container from his hand. Fahey refused to let go of the container, which led the bicyclist to punch and then bash him in the head with a 40-pound metal sign. When the ex-officer warned to shoot, the man jumped on his bike and fled. Moments later, police officers arrested the suspect, Francisco Cardenas of Santa Ana.
Smoking in public has not always been a controversy, but the OC Fairgrounds now discusses its threat to the public. Leandro Sales gives us a story.
Every weekend, the Orange County Marketplace held at the Costa Mesa Fairgrounds allows merchants to offer a wide variety of products and services. One of the goods available at the marketplace are cigars, and while shopping, many like to walk around the grounds smoking a cigar and enjoying a beer. As of January 22nd, the Orange County Fair Board approved changes to the fairground smoking policy. Although the state-owned area in Costa Mesa already has several restrictions against smoking, the effects of secondhand smoking brought banning into consideration. Mike and Janine Robbins have sold their goods at the Orange County Marketplace for 35 years. They argue that banning would severely affect their business and the fairgoers' experience.
In 2014, there was one complaint. So there's lots of complaints coming in about all different elements of the fair. There was one complaint about smoking, and they found it necessary now, for whatever reason, to restrict the smoking to certain areas. I believe that's going to, a lot of people are going to be upset because a lot of people have been coming to the fair for many decades and sitting down and smoking a cigar. They smoke in the bars there at Baja Blues and in another bar called Sliders.
Here at the OC Fairground, waiting to know where smokers can light up and relax. Reporting for Around and About Orange County News, I am Leanne Rosales.
Officials say that these designated smoking areas are still to be determined. Immigration, Customs, law enforcement agents have conducted a nationwide sweep of undocumented immigrants, which have resulted in more than 2,000 arrests, 51 of which come from Orange County. According to the agency, more than half of the arrests had prior felony convictions that consisted of voluntary manslaughter, child pornography, robbery, kidnapping, and rape. The total California arrests were 218 arrests, which was the largest of all states. With summer around the corner, everyone is looking for a good time. Our reporter Leandro Sales tells us what is happening in the world of entertainment.
Thank you, Katia. I'm Leanne Rosales, and that certainly is right. I have plenty to share with you all. Over 1,000 kindergartners attended college this past Friday. Adan Servin has the story.
Welcome, class of 2031. The annual Kinder Caminata at Santa Ana College was a stepping stone for this year's kindergarten class. The Kinder Caminata shows these students that Santa Ana College is a great place to learn, grow, and succeed as individuals. Here's what kindergartners can expect at this year's Caminata.
Kinder Caminata started about 20 years ago. We were the founding college, the first college in Orange County to have the event. And the purpose of the event is to instill knowledge about the different careers that are possible to kindergarten children. So it's a very scaled down career fair.
The students had the option of so many careers to choose from. For example, a firefighter, police officer, army, doctor, etc. The Caminata ended in a march with the kindergartners chanting their motto, "Si se puede, go to college." With Kinder Caminata ending right here at the field, the class of 2031 is ready for college. Si se puede. In Santa Ana, Adan Servin, Around and About Orange County News.
We wish you a prosperous and successful life, class of 2031. From Disneyland to primetime reality show to potential stardom, does the Orange County singer Ashley Morgan have what it takes to win a recording contract on television's The Voice? Last week, the Disney performer from Costa Mesa sang herself onto Pharrell Williams' team with a lively rendition of Whitney Houston's 1987 hit, I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me. Let's switch now from singing to eating. 118 Degrees was a participating restaurant during OC Restaurant Week. Our reporter, Adan Servin, has this delicious story.
118 Degrees in Costa Mesa was a participating restaurant during this year's OC Restaurant Week. The inside of the restaurant is very unique, calm vibe with a hint of relaxation. You can experience great food while letting out any frustration. We talked to one of the employees about the food they have.
118 Degrees, it specializes in plant-based living food, and everything is cooked under 118 degrees. We have a menu for lunch and a menu for dinner that has like a really good kind of sampler for all of our dishes, like whether it be our wraps that we make here ourselves or like maybe a taco and like a cabbage leaf. Yeah. nice and fresh, very healthy as well. My favorite dish is the fried avocado roll tacos. And the tacos aren't really fried because we try to be healthy here, so they're covered in a ground flax powder and put in the dehydrator.
As for this reporter, I went behind the counter to see one of the 3 dishes the chef prepared. The curry roll is made up of house-made coconut curry wraps filled with curried vegetables and avocado with spicy coconut curry dipping sauce. If you missed out on OC Restaurant Week, it's never too late. 118 Degrees is always open. With OC Restaurant Week coming to an end, 118 Degrees has the top-notch food. So in the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy this. In Costa Mesa, Alan Servin, around and about Orange County News.
You can get more information about 118 Degrees at ocrestaurantweek.com. The happiest place on earth is dropping an attraction to offer new magic. Disneyland's Innoventions is closing March 31st. The Tomorrowland building that houses Innoventions, which has been there since 1967, currently holds several Marvel attractions, including Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man exhibits with their full-size uniforms, a meet and greet, and a video gaming area. It also homes Honda's Asimo, humanoid robot, and once featured the rotating dream home displaying on the first floor. That's all this week on entertainment. Now I will pass it over to Jeff and Katia at the news desk.
A judge has removed the Orange County District Attorney's Office from the case of convicted mass killer Scott Ducry after finding there were serious violations of defendants' due process rights. Judge Thomas M. Goethals ruled Thursday that the case will be handled by the State Attorney General's office. The case is currently headed toward the penalty phase, in which the death penalty is possible. To believe it or not to believe, author Cheryl Atkinson shares the deep secrets behind our government. I attended the Nixon Library to get the details. What's it like to be a Washington insider? How is it to be an investigative reporter and not get cooperation from your own boss? Stonewalled, my fight for truth against the forces of obstruction, intimidation, and harassment in Obama's Washington.
There are 2 executives from other networks who've told me since I left CBS that they were specifically threatened that if certain stories were done or actions were taken, that they would be taken off the list of rotation for giving an interview for their morning show with certain federal officials.
Distinguished author and former CBS government reporter Cheryl Atkinson stopped into Orange County this week to discuss her book and answer questions. She offered personal stories and commented on current political topics to a friendly crowd on this evening. I asked her about the current state of media.
I think it's all in flux, and we don't exactly know what the new paradigm will be. We only know that things are changing. Clearly, things are shifting toward multimedia, online with combination of video and print. And the biggest change I see coming is people no longer sit and read a newspaper from cover to cover.
An evening with Cheryl Atkinson, an insider in Washington, D.C., journalist and author. Reporting from the Richard Nixon Museum and Library in Yorba Linda for Around and About Orange County News, I'm Jeff Sparks. Her experience will surely guide future journalists. International Women's Day was earlier this week, and although many men and women take pride on the day, there are other people who do not understand the concept of the day. The day is not only to celebrate how far women's rights have come, it is also to campaign for a change and making that change happen globally. We often forget that in other countries, women are subjected to shocking abuse from sexual violence in war zones, female mutilation, forced marriages, and domestic abuse. Help make International Women's Day a day for everyone to understand and take part in. Sweat and adrenaline. Alex gives us all the details on sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Lopez. I have a lot for you this week on sports. Pro soccer season arrives in Orange County next week, And Jeff Sparks dribbled his way to Irvine to bring us the update on the blue and orange.
One of only 3 professional sports teams in the county, the Orange County Blues want fans to know they are ready for the new season. The Blues have been around for a few years, but they might be the area's best-kept secret. Starting their second year in Irvine, the entire squad hopes to make everyone proud, providing professional soccer entertainment to thousands on Saturday nights from April to August. They compete in the 3rd Division League, USL, with teams from across the country. Last year, the Blues finished second to last of 14 squads. This year, their goal is the playoffs and to advance in the U.S. Open Cup.
This is a really good group of guys, everyone's hungry to work every single day when they come to training. Everyone's at high competition. They're great players, great people as well.
The Blues practice in Irvine and play home matches at UC Irvine's Anteater Stadium. We took in team training one recent morning.
Needed to change? Well, the competitiveness, I think, was part of it. Last year we went through way too many players during the course of a season, which in the end it's not, you might bring in good players sometimes, but if they're only here for a few weeks at a time, it upsets sort of the chemistry part. So we have a new coach, as you know, and we've really professionalized what we're doing as an organization. And I think that's the first part of it. So training, if you come out to training, you'll see that it's much more competitive than it ever was last year. Even today, I made a remark watching the warm-ups, how much more competitive that was and how much more pressure there was. So that, I think, is the first.
Forward Chris Cortez scored the only goal for Orange County in the first half, while a trialist goalkeeper stopped a penalty kick at the end of the first half. So that wraps it up for this preseason game, a 1-1 tough draw with UCLA. In 3 weeks, they have their next preseason game at Loyola Marymount University. For Around and About Orange County News, I'm Jeff Sparks.
This season's schedule of matches can be found at ocbluesfc.com. Take me out to the ball game, but first, let me explain to you some of the few rules that the Major League Baseball has changed to the American traditional sport. In a joint effort between the League, the Players Association, and the Empire Union, the new regulations are attempting to shorten the length of baseball games, which most admit have gotten a little long over the decades. Now, managers must challenge replays from the dugout. Batters must keep 1 foot in the batter's box, and you have to run to the bar to miss a play. Santa Ana College has a new sports team and new athlete. Jeff Sparks caught up with them at a recent practice.
It's the first competitive season for the Santa Ana College Sand Volleyball team. Their first Orange Empire Conference match is March 20th, and they look to build on their collective experience and improve before facing local foe, Irvine Valley College. Most of the players already play indoor volleyball, and some practice all they can in the sand before the season. In the centennial year of Santa Ana College, it's the first time in the sand and the first season with a transgender athlete. Chloe Anderson, a freshman history major at SAC, is one of the team members, and she talks about her experience.
Well, I was told that I can't do it for a long time, and I was told that I shouldn't do it for a long time, and, you know, coming out I was told that by my family, for instance, that I was not going to succeed, I was going to look down upon, and I was going to get nothing out of life if I transitioned. And I feel like my drive has kind of proven them wrong, and I'm going out there, I'm playing volleyball, people are telling me that it's probably not going to work, and I don't really care. I'm going to play, and that's what I'm sticking to. And I feel like just having that drive to do something has really helped me a lot in my life go somewhere. I feel like I'm actually doing stuff and getting places now. So having a drive is important.
Chloe hopes her time on the team leads her to her dream, teaching history and coaching volleyball. To follow the Dons during the inaugural season, check out sacdons.com for the schedule and result. The Santa Ana College sand volleyball team, the first year, and has a team member that's the first transgender athlete at Santa Ana College in its 100 years. Reporting from Irvine for Roundabout Orange County News, I'm Jeff Sparks.
We will have updates on the sand volleyball team as the season progresses. Our very own alumnus Will Ferrell will be setting foot on the diamond field with a noble cause. As a part of a film shoot for Funny or Die, the actor will play all baseball positions for different teams, starting off with Los Angeles Dodgers. Their executive vice president, Lon Rosen, said, I quote, "We look forward to welcoming Will to Dodger spring training and, most importantly, help him support Cancer for College and stand up to cancer." And that marks the end of me. I'll pass it back to the main desk.
Thank you, Alex. Well, that concludes today's show for Around and About Orange County News. Make sure to check out our sister show, Noticiero Latino del Cantado de Orange. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube and Facebook, youtube.aaoc/nlco.com, Facebook. Thank you for joining us.